Hey, it's week 7, and we are going to be focusing on support systems for personal and academic success. No matter how independent we are or how good we are at a certain thing, we're not lone islands. We're human beings that are designed to connect with others and really to need their support in various ways. And I think of many different kinds of support that are needed in terms of academic success. One of those would be emotional support. Maybe there's also financial support, and then maybe academic support. So when you think about emotional support, what do you think of? I think of people, people who believe in me, who, are going to fight for me, who are going to allow me the space that I need to do what I need to do, like study or attend class. They're going to be okay with me not texting them back right away because they know I'm in class and I need to focus. They're going to know I'm not going to be able to go out on Thursday night because I have a test on Friday, and they're going to support me in those efforts. It's really easy to be pulled down by people who are not in tune with your goals or your values, and it's much harder to, pull somebody up to where you want to go. So it's important to surround yourself with people that really are on board with you, on board with your values, on board with your goals, and are going to help you support that. So that's emotional support. There's, again, financial support, whether that's through financial aid or parents or a job or whatever. There's definitely pressure there to make sure your finances are in line, or else you're not going to be able to buy the book and succeed in the class, or you're not going to be able to pay for parking or gas to get to school or to even live. So all of those things really need to be in place for you to be academically successful. And then lastly, I want to talk about the support services. Columbia College actually offers an amazing system of support for students, and there are tons of different resources. And actually, that's one of your main assignments for the week is to investigate a campus resource. When you open up the assignment, you're going to notice that each one of you is assigned a particular campus resource. And your job is to investigate that particular resource. There is a list of questions in a document that's attached to the assignment, and I want you to print that up, not only so you can have the questions for your section, but also you can have all of the questions. And the goal by the end of the week is that you would have that entire paper filled out with all of the answers to all those questions, and you're going to have all those resources in your back pocket for when you need it. You never know when that research paper for English is going to come up and you can't remember if you can eat in the library. Well, you can pull out that paper and look, oh yeah, I can have dinner there. That's great. My study group can meet in there, and we're going to go for it. Or how to make an appointment at the Academic Achievement Center for tutoring. You're going to have the phone number handy so you know how to make those appointments and what they offer. So anyways, that is the Campus Resources Project. You're going to be posting that in a wiki, and you can be as creative with it as you want. One idea I had was maybe to walk up to the resource itself, if you're able to get on campus, and interview the person behind the desk and ask them, what is EOPS and what can it do for students and what's the resource? And then post your video onto your assignment area. Another idea would be to call them, interview them over the phone, and write in the answers, or even record it auditorially. There we go. Or you can even find information on the website. Just so you know, most of the questions that I've asked are not going to be completely offered on the website information, so you will likely have to make a phone call or a trip in to connect with your resource to find out all the answers to those questions. Let's see here. So that's that assignment. I do want you to remember that the research assignments are still in place and coming up, gradually one by one or one by two or whatever it is. And so you need to remember to schedule your appointments with Emily or I to make sure you're on track at least a week ahead of your assignment due date. And you can find those in the left-hand navigation bar on Blackboard under Research Project. And all of the assignments are there and the due dates as well. Please call me or text me, or not text me, email me if you have any questions about that, or you can stop by my office as well in Sequoia. Let's see here. Also, I'm introducing the diversity movie review this week, just so you have a heads up. It's not due till next week, but because it involves watching a movie, you're going to have to do a little forward thinking and make sure you plan time for a movie night with some popcorn and your notebook that you can take notes and answer the questions on that. And I'm introducing the diversity movie because it's actually a component of Chapter 5, which is your reading for the week. Chapter 5 talks about, active listening skills and cultural diversity, because that is such a huge part of building your support system. It's, if you think about education, it's really about expanding your horizons and getting you to think differently and think thoroughly about things. And, stereotyping people or kind of getting locked in your own comfortable box is not really what education is about. It's about expanding those comfort zones and challenging those thoughts and getting along with people, learning how to deal with people who are difficult. I had a really difficult instructor who was very actually judgmental towards me, and I had to learn how to deal with that because she was the only instructor for that particular series of coursework that I needed, and I had to learn how to deal with that. And I was so thankful later on. I mean, I didn't like it in the process of it, but later on I had a very difficult boss that I had to navigate, and the skills that I learned in that classroom situation totally translated to my work environment, and I was able to really navigate it, I wouldn't say with ease, but with somewhat of a skill because I had learned it with my instructor. Also think about group work in education system. You might be paired with somebody who's totally flaky, and it's really frustrating, and your grade is dependent on this person, and you're really having a struggle. But then, you get to a work environment and you've got somebody who shows up late to work or doesn't complete the work, and now it falls on your shoulders and it's a big deal. So maybe you know how to handle that a little bit better, or at least can understand maybe what's, take a different perspective of it or something because you've dealt with it in a school situation. So really all of this ties into real world application. It's not just about succeeding in a classroom or setting that's, stagnant, but really it's about applying this in the real world for personal success as well as academic success. So if you have any questions with this week's stuff, next week's stuff, things coming up, please let us know. I also want you to know that I'll be emailing your student email address with the MBTI, the personality assessment results from this week. So hopefully you've done those and you kind of gave yourself a pre-assessment in your journal entry, and then I'll be emailing you the results of your computerized version, and I want you to compare the two and line those up, make sure we know what you really are, and then we're going to be using that in a future assignment. So watch your student emails for that. All right, I think that is week 7 in a nutshell. Please, again, let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to seeing what you learned this week.